Hey, good evening to you here. I want to update you on the severe potential here for tomorrow. And if you don't mind, just go ahead and like and share this update with Facebook's algorithm. Some people get the notification, some people don't. And also, it really helps to get the message that we're live out here, because once you're the more liking and sharing you do, the Facebook will recommend it to other people here. So wanted to hair's kind of a mess there. Sorry about that. Wanted to go into the discussion this evening. Got a lot of info here to share with you. Actually, a lot of info. Several things have changed here in the past couple of days. Some new features, and I wanted to discuss those. Let's see what else I've got racked up here on this evening's live update. I'm going to talk about a big warming pattern coming our way. It does look pretty stormy for your Easter weekend. And it does look like we're going to move back into a stormier pattern here, looking long term. So, yeah, if you don't mind, just go ahead and share this update, share it. So, if you share this post, then likely we can get more people on here and liking the page, and it helps out quite a bit there. And you can follow me on the app. You can follow on YouTube. All there. Anywhere you need me to be, I'm there for you. And by the way, the app is doing pretty good. Thank you so much for continuing to support the page with the app. And finally got the radar computer back up and running. You see, I can operate it, move it. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go ahead and actually, I tell you what. First, I'll just show you the radar real quick while we're still waiting for people to hop on here, because I don't want to uh, make sure nobody doesn't miss the update here. And let's see if I can get it to work properly. I tell you what. There we go. So let me just pull up the radar here for you. It'll take just a second, maybe. There we go. Got a shower maybe down there in the parts of Maysville right now, just southwest of Maysville, just north of the Mays Lick area. It's probably sprinkles at best. You can see as I put the radar here on a loop, there were a little bit more in the way of showers there earlier this evening down toward or in parts of southern Indiana. The radar was showing a few sprinkle showers, but I really haven't seen much. Hopefully, you can let me know if you've seen any sprinkles or showers in your area. I didn't really see anything here. You can see that little blimp that went through northern Kentucky. Didn't see much there. So, and what this is actually the warm front coming through, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Okay, the number's climbing here, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the discussion here on severe weather as we make our way into tomorrow. So let's go over here and switch this over. Wanted to talk about this new feature, and I just want to make sure that you guys understand what this is. And this is a brand new service that will go along with the Weather Pulse app. Now, weather alerts through the Weather Pulse app will no longer work. Okay, so I am relying strictly on this new program called Weather Call. It is such a reliable resource, and what's different about this is you're going to get a phone call from me when a tornado or severe storm or warning is issued for your area. You can even program it to set up for different watches and things like that. It's only $15 per year, and I know you're like, Chris, gosh, you're making me spend more money, and I get it. But this is a really life-saving tool here. And so now you're layered with more. So you've got the Weather Pulse app, and you can get the live updates through that or Facebook. And then you're also layered with getting phone call, text alert, or email when severe weather is moving through. And I really like this service because it's specifically to right where you're at. It's not county based or anything like that. And it's truly one of those great services. And the other thing is when you're sleeping at night, maybe you don't have a weather radio, but you do have your phone, and you want to turn your ringer on there, and you'll get the alerts right. You'll get the phone call. You'll hear my voice, and you'll go, "Uh-oh, I need to do something." So check that out. I just posted the link there, in the chat. So great resource. Really, 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 really like it. We're partnering up with Weather Call Next Gen to keep you and your family here safe, and it's $15 per year. And I know asking to pay more money, but I really, really like this service. So check it out. And then you can also check out the Weather Pulse app. That's $2.99 in the App Store. So hit a high today of 65 degrees. Much better than what we've been. And that's actually our average for this time of year. We're getting to that time of spring to where we're warming things up. We're finally starting to move in the right direction. And you'll notice when we have these below normal spurts, they're short, and then we bounce back, have another one. It's kind of how spring, kind of rolls around here. But the days of us probably getting highs in the 40s are going to be I don't think we'll see highs in the 40s probably anymore for this spring. I think we're on the up and up, and I'll show you here in a minute. Our low was 39. So you'll have some of those mornings it's going to be cold, but the days are finally going to start getting warmer. And I know a lot of you guys probably are excited about that. Here's the weather came out of the studio right now in Florence, 64 degrees. Notice the south-southwest wind at 5. Notice the dew point, and we're going to talk about that extensively here in just the next few minutes. The dew point right now is at 44. So when we go and look at some of the data here in just a few minutes, we're going to compare what the models are saying and what the current dew point is to kind of level set some of this model data that's showing. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the forecast here. The Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk, or level 2 out of 5, of severe weather as we go into Monday afternoon. Right now, in my opinion, damaging winds and hail would be the primary concern. The best threat for maybe a low-end tornado threat would be near Maysville, up through Hillsborough, and points off towards the south and east. Areas like, let's say, Cincinnati, Walton, Warsaw, Indiana, VV, Owenton, Madison, Versailles, your threat is so low I don't even show it on the map, okay? So you guys are in a marginal risk of severe weather. So southeastern Indiana, likely to dodge the bullet from this, but, areas like Rising Sun, Warsaw, Indiana, down through those... You guys down towards VV might be in this slight risk of severe storms too. But it's areas mainly along and southeast of 71. Do I agree with this forecast? At the time that it was updated, sure. But it does look like that threat continues to look like it's going to be a little bit more further off towards the southeast, and I'll explain why here in just a few. So tomorrow, when we break down the categories of severe, it looks like winds will be moderate. Flooding, tornado, and the hail threat looks to be in the low category. That's good news. Here's satellite and radar. And I wanted to show you, here's our system here, getting its act together now. And that's going to swing in here tomorrow. And then we've got the low pressure that's off towards the northwest. That is going to be the system as we move into your Good Friday and Easter weekend here. So let's look at these dew points right now. And the dew points are in the, it shows 34 here. We're about 10 higher than that. And then you'll notice the data showing dew points, a little bit 50, actually, we are at 34. I'm sorry. Houston shows 59. I was confused at what I was looking at because I have two different screens showing here. These are current dew points, okay? So 54 in Kansas City, 59 in Houston, 52 Jackson, New Orleans 55. There's really nowhere showing dew points in the 60s right now. When we look at the forecast models, so this is the NAM 3K, notice it's showing right now dew points should be in the 60s in Houston, near 60 Jackson, same thing for Memphis, but you go back to the realization of reality and it's not there. And then we look at the HRRR model, and that looks a little more on spot to where we are right now. So when we go forward here, what I want you to take away is, you can't really rely on a model that is showing, way more moisture and energy, more robust than what's actually occurring. So that's my key takeaway that I want you to see here when we start looking at some of the data in just a few minutes. So this is tomorrow afternoon. These are winds a mile above your head, or 850 millibar. This is from the NAM 3K. So what I wanted to do is I want to say, okay, I'm going to show you worst case scenario of winds a mile above your head, because when we have those winds and they're strong, we can tap into some of that and we can get some severe weather. Now, typically here in our area, we need those winds to be right around 40-ish or higher to see severe weather. And you notice there's not one in there that's anywhere around 40, maybe near Falmouth, 36 in Maysville. So these are marginally severe winds above our head as we go into tomorrow afternoon. So we have some of the wind energy that we saw a few weeks ago was, gosh, it was 80, 90 mile an hour winds. So when we think about where this is, that is, a third of what is expected. So we know right now, right off the bat, we have marginally supportive for wind energy tomorrow afternoon. And then when we look at the NAM 3K here, and I'm just continuing to show this, and I'll compare the differences. These are the storm fuel, or CAPE, convective available potential energies, what that is referred to. Notice that you have over 1,000 joules per kilogram in a lot of places here, but it's areas to the south of the 71-75 split where you see those higher CAPE values. And then when we look at the HRRR model, notice it's less focused on energy as we go into Cincinnati, but the higher threat towards Maysville and Owenton. So based on that, when you kind of compare the two here, a similar story is the threat south of the 71-75 split and points southeast, definitely with energy levels look to be in that range. So here's the HRRR future radar model, and I want to show you this because I think this is how things pan out tomorrow, because it's overly not impressive on energy levels. In the morning, we're going to see some clouds around, partly cloudy skies at times. It's going to be a warm day. I think we get close to 80 degrees. With a strong southwesterly wind. As we move into the afternoon, this is 1 o'clock, nothing around, but as we get towards 5, you notice a few showers starting to pop up towards Owenton and Maysville. That's when the threat for anything severe would occur between 5 and let's say 7 in the area. A few showers could go up into southeastern Indiana, but the data is really showing a lackluster of event here across the area. This is this is the model that I believe fully. When you look at the NAM 3K model, which is the other high range resolution model, it's showing widespread storms around the area with some severe. But when we go back and we think about what we saw on the NAM 3K and then what was reality right now, you notice that the energy levels were way more robust, and that was why I kind of lean right now more towards the HRRR model, because I think we're going to see less in the way of some energy and really less mid-level or winds a mile above your head. We're seeing less wind, marginal severe for wind. It's supportive for some severe, but not widespread. And I just overall, the whole entire situation as we go into tomorrow doesn't look impressive to me. And I think that better threat for anything going severe would probably be from Owenton, maybe near Walton, and then points southeast. It's definitely going to be more of the Kentucky counties that could see that threat That timing being anywhere into the, let's say 3 to 8 p.m. time frame. Damaging winds and hail would be the primary threat, with maybe a tornado threat, especially towards, let's say, Maysville, Hillsborough points off towards the east and southeast. 7-day rainfall totals you'll see here anywhere, lighter amounts, but near an inch as we go south of the 71-75 split, and then less towards the north. And obviously, we get storms in some areas. We could bump those up and closer range. So this is what I wanted to show you here. This is the extended 8 to 14 day outlook. This came out today, well above normal temperatures. So this is beyond the 7-day forecast. So that would be, let me pull that up. I have it here. So this would be from the 21st to the 28th, or 20 to the 27th. So as we get through this week, expect some really warm temperatures, and along with that, precipitation is going to be above normal. So you know what that means. We're probably going to see more threats for severe weather around the area. And looking at the data, it does look like we're going to be right on the ridge there of some complexes of storms to try to get through here. We're going to have to kind of pin that out as we get a little bit closer in the next 8 to 14 days. And I wanted to mention to you, because I know a lot of people are really, really, really starting to ask me, Chris, can I get out there and plant? By data, April 22nd through 26th is typically when the average last frost is here around our area. So you're talking about a week and a half, 2 weeks from now. My number one thing here is what I always say is the day after Derby, you can plant your heart out. That is the rule here across the the bluegrass. So the day after Derby is probably when I would start planting. So, but there's your averages. So with that warm front coming through this evening, you can see temperatures are going to try to rebound a little bit. I think we'll get to about 60, 56, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 56, 60 at 2. And then when we wake up in the morning, 59. And then tomorrow, temperatures are going to jump fast. There's that thunderstorm threat as we go to 4 o'clock. I've got us going up to around 79 tomorrow. And then as we get into the evening, that storm chance will be there with 68. So here's the 7-day forecast, kind of looking at everything here as a whole. You've got 2 more days here, I think, of temperatures in the 50s. 55 Tuesday, Wednesday 58, partly cloudy skies. Really nice days Wednesday and Thursday. So if you have anything to do outside, it's going to be cooler, but it's nice with temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s. Then we'll see those temperatures bounce back up Friday, and there's those storm chances as we head into your Good Friday and then through the Easter weekend. So that's a look at the 7-day forecast here, and I just wanted to mention again, Weather Call is here. It's $15 per year. It's so precise and it's super quick in alerting you. If I didn't believe in this tool, I wouldn't have collaborated with Weather Call Next Gen. This is exclusive to our area too. No one else has this. But this will wake you up in the middle of the night, call you. You'll get an alert straight from me. You'll hear my voice. You can also get text alerts or emails if you don't prefer the phone calls. But it's a really cool service there. And actually what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this in the chat here one more time so you have that. But this will really keep you ahead of severe weather here as we go into the next couple of weeks with severe weather trying to ramp back up here in the Ohio Valley. And then you've also got the Weather Pulse app. It's a one-time payment for $2.99. And with the two together, we got one heck of a layered approach to be able to keep you ahead of the severe weather here. Number one thing is between live coverage app and the new Weather Call program here, I think you've got it covered from head to toe on severe weather. So I'll take a second here to answer some of your questions if you have any. Otherwise, I'll hop off. I started here about 25 minutes ago. Overall, like I said, severe weather threat, I think, in my opinion, with let's say, we've got decent storm energy, but marginally supportive wind energy. I think that we'll see a few storms. There's also a little bit of a cap in place too. So I do think there could be a couple severe storms. The best threat for severe tomorrow afternoon is going to be along that 71-75 split and point southeast, damaging winds, and maybe that hail threat there. So if you're just kind of tuning in here, just wanted to share that, and I can actually go back to the Storm Prediction Center risk here so you can kind of see that area that they've got circled. I think it will probably, the next update, the overnight update, may push this a little bit off towards the southeast. New data will roll in the next couple of hours, and I'll kind of dig through that there and see kind of what to expect with some of the storms for tomorrow. So if no one has any questions or anything, I will hop off here, give just another minute. I really, really, really appreciate you guys, man. I have it has been crazy the past couple of weeks. Very little sleep. The last week when we had all the severe, I was having little sleep, right? So this week I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get back in the sleep routine. Well, that hasn't that's not happened. I think if anything, it's just continuing to mess me up here. So, and then as we get to next week and we start to see another threat for some severe weather, yeah, you know, I've learned that in the spring months, it's hard to get sleep in the Ohio Valley with rounds of severe storms. But when you get to summertime, you can kind of take a little bit of a break, and unless you get those ridge riders, we like to call, and you get those huge complex of storms, and they really cause havoc when we get some of those with big time wind. These a couple of those every year, but okay. Well, you guys are gonna make it easy on me this evening and not have any questions, and that is good to go for me. There is an opportunity I did want to mention too. There's an opportunity this week, and let me see if I can pull this up. Northern Lights potential here, especially with long exposure camera. Sometimes you guys are out there with your long exposure camera getting those pictures, and we really don't see much of anything on there. I think it was April 16th is the next chance. Yep. April 16th looks to be the next chance for some severe, or not severe weather. I got severe on the brain. Northern light potential. So they're calling it a G2 storm potential, and that basically means with a long exposure camera, really, really dark area, especially on the horizon, you might see a little bit of a faint northern lights view there. So, hey, Brian, thanks for signing up for Weather Call Next Gen. It's super awesome feature. I'm signed up myself. I don't know, it might be a little weird to hear myself. I'm actually kind of used to hearing myself at this point, but it's super cool because as soon as we get word a warning's issued, Weather Call Next Gen calls you, alerts you immediately. You can even sign up, I forgot to tell y'all, for lightning. You can get, you get your kids are at a soccer game. You can, set that location for the soccer game, and we'll give you a call where I say, hey, lightning's approaching. So it's great for coaches this summer or this spring if you're a coach. It's a great tool to have to alert you when lightning's close by. Any outdoor activities, it's a really great resource to have there. If you're going out and you're boating this summer and storms are moving your way, you'll get a phone call, because sometimes, when you're out on the lake, service is spotty, and you're going to get a text message, phone call, and email. So one way or the other, there'll be an alert that'll come through there on your phone. So check that out, that weather call feature. I'm super, super excited about it. It's just another way to just make sure you guys are really just staying safe and staying ahead of the storms. And once we get some severe weather around here, you guys will have to give me some of the feedback for the new weather call feature. I wanted to have that for some of the severe in the past, but just going forward, we're going to have this feature, and it's going to be able to keep everybody ahead of these storm. Super, super excited for it. So, um, still think like it, and I was mentioning that end of frost. I still think there's going to be a freeze frost risk as we head into the middle part of the week. Just kind of be aware of that as well. Okay, I'm hopping off here. If nobody else has any questions, comments, I hopefully this update helped you here this evening. That's it for now, and hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend.